In this analysis, I'm focusing on some of the key biomechanical and geometric features of Collin Morikawa's golf swing, Open champion and a seriously exciting young player. If you look at Collin's starting shaft plane here, the red line, you'll see how Collin begins his golf swing in such an orthodox manner, really moves the club away from the ball fantastically well. You see great connection here between the club, the arms and the torso. Again, you can really see the concept of dragging, really moving the butt end, the handle end of the club away first. And you see here how the club head remains outside the line of the hands as it moves to this sort of 8 o'clock checkpoint position. Really great connection. And then from that position, you see how Collin moves up to the halfway back position where lead arm is parallel. He's now beginning to fully load the club. You can see how good, if we just put a different coloured line here, you can see how good this plane is. This halfway back shaft plane here is really fantastic. It's just beginning to move a little bit more towards the vertical, away from the red line. So it's in fantastic balance as Collin continues his coil and rotation to the top of the backswing. What you'll see here at the top is a really interesting position. I'm going to just highlight Collin's left wrist positioning. So you'll see here how there's a clear arching, there's very much a flexed left wrist position at the top of the backswing here, which does depart slightly from convention. In an orthodox position at the top, one would normally expect to see the angle of the left arm being pretty much parallel with the back of the left hand. In Collin's case, we don't see that, and the reason for that from a biomechanical perspective is Collin's left hand grip is slightly weak and the club is positioned a little bit more in the palm of the left hand as opposed to the fingers. What that does is it immobilizes Collin's capitate joint in his left wrist, so it makes it slightly harder for the wrist to hinge in the upward plane. So you can see here it's very much more towards that horizontal plane. If we just put a line here, you can see the angle there is more towards the horizontal, and in doing so it creates an unbelievable amount of load through the change of direction. What's even more interesting is as Collin transitions, you'll note here how the club face position remains very neutral. As it tracks its way down, you'll see very, very neutral positioning here of the club head and into this delivery position. Fantastic. So if I just put another line through the leading edge of the blade, you'll see here very, very neutral. So Collin is then able to really open up, deliver the club head and turn and open the body. Now you may wonder why the club head remains neutral, given the fact that at the top of the backswing, Collin's left wrist is so arched. Well, this just goes to show that you can maintain a fairly neutral club face position whilst achieving a left wrist which is in flexion. And in Collin's case, you can really see how it's the combination of the weak left hand and the strong right hand grip position at setup. So you've got the opposing forces working to actually maintain the neutral club face position. But all in all, very, very exciting golf swing, certainly one that I think will stand the test of time, and it'll be interesting to see how many major championships Collin is able to go on and claim.